getting a little dark, so let me see if I can't get this in really quick. I know the YouTube channel and the documentary is Just Add Steroids, and we talk a lot about steroids, but I also have mentioned many times, quite aggressively a couple times, that without your diet and exercise being on point, you are not going to get the results out of steroids that you want. So let's talk about what I mean by diet and exercise being on point. Let's start with diet, okay? Now, I want to preface this by saying that these are baselines. Everyone's body is different, and you're gonna process foods differently. Some of us tend to be a little bit carb sensitive. Some of us tend to be protein sensitive. And what I mean by that is, for me, I'm carb sensitive. If I take carbs, too many carbs, too late in the day, I'm gonna pile on the fat. It's just how it is. On the other hand, if I don't take enough protein directly after my workouts, I am not going to get the results I want from my workouts muscle-wise. So I consider myself carb sensitive. Now, what that means for me is that I like to have most of my carbs early in the day. I take a little bit less carbs per day than is the supposed optimum for a guy my size with the goals I have. But that doesn't mean I don't see the baselines as being justified and reasonable. So if you are trying to gain muscle and lose fat, here's the key to me. The key to me is you eat multiple meals throughout the day. And when I say multiple, I mean 6 to 8. So let's start with a breakfast. Breakfast can be, you know, egg whites, some, you know, if you want to put some bell peppers or onions or mushrooms in your egg whites, that's fine. Stay away from fat like cheese and stuff like that. I'm 205 pounds right now. I eat 5 egg whites every morning for breakfast, a cup of oatmeal, raw oats, you know, whole oats that have been, you know, just heated in hot water. I don't put anything in mine just because I don't feel the need. Second meal is going to be about 2 hours, 2.5 hours later. Remember, we're trying to keep that furnace burning. We're trying to keep feeding it all the time, and that's what's going to help our metabolism go up and us burn fat faster. And we're also going to be feeding that all the time, so we're going to be never going to be going catabolic with for our muscles, so our muscles are going to continue to grow. Second meal for me is typically a chicken breast, 6 to 8 ounces, a cup of rice, and a cup of steamed vegetables. Then that's typically right around 9 o'clock in the morning. 11 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna drink a protein shake. Maybe have a tablespoon or 2 of all natural honey. That spikes my energy, and that's because that's when I'm heading to the gym. And then after I get back from the gym, I'm going to have another protein shake, a smaller one, but another protein shake. And then I'm going to have another chicken breast, 6 to 8 ounces, another cup of brown rice, and steamed vegetables. Now, here's where we get to the tricky part. That's about 2:30 in the afternoon for me, and that's just because of my schedule. That's where I like to cut off the carbs. Not 100% cut off. I'm still going to have vegetables later, but those have very few carbs in them compared to brown rice. So, get a little bit later in the day, I'm going to have another chicken breast, or actually at this point I may, instead of chicken breast, have a piece of fish, and I'm going to have just steamed vegetables with it, not brown rice. And then I'm going to again have another protein shake or some sort of easily digested protein right before I go to bed. Fish is great for that. You know, just some just some tilapia or whitefish, you know, is great to have right before you go to bed. When I say right before, I'm talking 15-20 minutes before you go to bed, and your body can, you know, use that energy as you sleep and keep your body from going catabolic. If you just don't have the time or whatever, a protein shake right before you go to bed is fine. It's, you know, it works. It does the job. It's not ideal, but it's gonna be okay. This is a routine that I found works pretty well for me, and I adjust it daily or weekly, I should say, based on what my needs are. You know, if I'm feeling run down, I'll add some more carbs somewhere. If I'm feeling like I'm not recovering fast enough from my workouts, I'll add some more protein. That's kind of the baseline for me. Now, I am also, you know, 6 feet tall, 205 pounds. So my dad's gonna be different from someone who's 6'4", 240 pounds, or someone who's 5'7", 180 pounds. We're gonna have different diets, but it's a good baseline to start at. You know, just I try to stay in the 1.5 to 2 milligrams of protein per day per pound of body weight. It's worked pretty well for me. I try to keep my carb consumption earlier in the day when I'm going to be able to use them more, and not taking as many carbs in the late afternoon and evening. Matter of fact, I like to really totally cut out my carbs by 5 o'clock in the evening. Not that always happens, but that's how I like to do it. Starting off the day, you need protein, you need carbohydrates, you need both when you start off the day. So don't leave either of those out. I mean, have your egg whites or whole eggs if that fits what you're doing more, and have some oatmeal or something of that nature for your carbohydrates. Now, there's another thing there. My trainer, depending on what phase we're in, she'll have me taking 4 egg whites and 1 whole egg, or she'll have me doing all whole eggs and just 4 whole eggs and no egg whites, depending on what's going on. And I found that, for me at least, when I'm doing when I take all the egg yolks out, in other words, I just do egg whites, I don't have as much energy in the morning. So it's nice for me to at least have that one whole egg in there. It gives me a little bit more energy in the morning, and it just works for me. But hopefully that gave a little bit of insight to my method as far as what I'm talking about when I'm talking about diet. There are a lot of great articles on the subject. There's a lot of really knowledgeable people on the internet, in many different discussion groups. Make sure you read a lot and go into this with some knowledge, and you'll do really well. Make sure you are picking your sources for advice carefully, so that you're not listening to just, you know, people blabber around about it. And also make sure whatever advice you're getting is specific to your goals. Your goals, if you are trying to be a triathlete, a world champion triathlete, are going to be very different than my goals, as I'm just trying to bulk up and then become a, you know, bulk up 20 pounds of muscle and keep it lean so I can become a bodybuilder. It's gonna be a very different deal. So let's, you know, make sure whoever's giving you advice knows what you're doing this for, and make sure that you're getting advice that's consistent across the board. And you need to do your own homework. As with everything, do your own reading, and that way, if you're getting bogus advice, you'll know it. Take care.